Ready to go? Hey guys, this is Chris Winwith, and I'm back for another episode of the Pulling Around Show. Sorry it's been so long, just been busy, but I got a good one for you today. I'm here with my good friend Dave Holland. If you've ever been through Oklahoma to play pool, then you know him better as Diamond Dave. Dave, thanks for coming on. Thanks for taking the time.
Thanks, bro.
I've known you for about, I think it's like 27 years, because 97 is when I started coming around and playing pool and hanging out with Hillbilly. And man, there was you, there was Hillbilly, there was Walden, there was Caleb, there was Casey, Massey. Oklahoma City was full of good players. It always had good tournaments all the time.
Right.
So what drew you to pool?
Actually, I was a bowler, and then I quit bowling. And a friend put me in a tournament to beer money, and he put me in and said, "I'll win it and buy beer." I said, "Okay." Well, it's one game, double elimination. Everybody scratched on the A, so I won the tournament and bought the beer.
Wow!
And I started playing after that.
When was this? Do you remember?
86, I believe.
So how old were you then?
16.
16 years old. Living in the city or
In the city, yeah.
living in the city. So what do you think was not tournament wise, but money wise? What's been your biggest win?
Biggest probably 25,000.
Really? Who's
way back in
the day playing? Who's you playing?
I was playing somebody from Florida, some kid from Florida. I don't know his name. I lost a few matches. I mean, Barry Emerson came through. I don't know, late 90s.
Yeah.
I played him. When Hill, but he beat me. 3 sets.
Barry was a strong. He probably still is a strong player, but
Absolutely.
he was a strong player back then.
Yeah.
So what's been your biggest loss?
Quite a bit. Probably close to 15,000. That was Steve from Dallas. He was a bookie. He's in now. But yeah, I played him 2 or 3 days straight, take a break for a day, play 2 or 3 more. It was wacky.
Back then when you were like going out and playing, I mean, who generally did you go with on a road trip?
Oh, probably Walden most of the time.
I remember you telling me a story when I was supposed to go interview James.
Yeah.
And something about you two going to the same place, and you wound up making more money than he did.
Wichita, yeah.
Yeah.
I went down there. We'd been up 3 or 4 days getting drunk, and he took me home about, 7 in the morning. And 8 o'clock, he's back over there knocking on the door. I said, "What are you doing, dude?" I just got home. He said, "Yeah, we're going to Wichita, get your stuff." I said, "I'm not going anywhere." He said, "Yeah, we're going to Wichita, come on." So went up there. He had a game set up for $500 set or something. So I went down there and hung out with him. And I played 10 a game on a bar table while they played the big match on a big table. I won about 800 in about an hour and a half.
Wow.
Well, he won 500 and took 4 hours. He was mad.
I bet he was. So what's been your biggest tournament win?
Biggest tournament.
I mean, I know you've won a bunch.
Yeah.
And I've played you, and I don't know if you remember this. I've played, of all the years that we've known each other, I played you one time in a tournament. It was at Jamaica Joe's, and it was a rated tournament, and I think you were going to 5 and I was going to 3, and I won. I was going to let you get even today, but I think I'm going to keep that victory to myself.
Stay on board. Then.
Stay on board. Yeah.
You guys not in the tournament? Oh,
No,
I'm sorry.
you're good. I can edit it out. You said you didn't want to be on the video.
You're
The
in.
voice. So back when you were in your prime,
But
who was the best player then?
James Walden, the hillbilly,
Yeah.
Mark Dimmick, Gary Drennan,
The
Driller,
driller. Yeah, he's gone.
and then the kids, Shane McMahon and Chip and Joey, Tyler, all them.
Yeah,
guys.
of course Tyler's gone too. Yeah, he was a beast.
Yeah,
So you played a lot at Sharkies or Gators when it was
Yeah.
open.
not a lot of Sharkies, but yeah.
When
But,
when Tim Malone had it, I still have the Joss that I bought off.
oh, really?
Yeah. So actually, Dad bought it, and then I had a really nice Joss that I'd bought that the butt cap was busted on it, and he wanted that cue, so we traded cues, and I've had it ever since. All right, so I know it's been 2 months since you had your stroke.
4
It's been 4 months.
months.
I knew nothing about it until
I didn't tell anybody for a week. So.
because I'd had a tournament scheduled for that weekend, and then they done the benefit for you,
Right.
and there was the Scotch doubles,
Scotch
40-17, so that's 94 players. I mean,
It was nice.
there's a lot of love. If I'd have known about it, I would, even if I couldn't have played, I'd have still been here.
Right. I believe in it. There's a lot of people had a lot of things to do. It's life, man.
So I'm going to try to get a few of the people that are in here to come tell a story, but I'm going to tell our story.
That's scary. That's scary.
So I had started the Southwest 10 Ball Tour, and I was going down to White Diamonds, Lafayette, Louisiana, and asked Dave to ride along with me. So he went with me, and we split the driving. Get down there. There's not very many. I think there was 32. There's 32 players in the tournament. So I was losing money going down there, but still, we get down there. Of course, Chris Miller done the auction, which made the tournament quite a bit bigger. Really, the only pro player that was there was Brandon Schuff.
I remember that.
And Ray Hansen, big truck, brought him in. Of course, Brandon goes for the most in the auction, and it comes time for him to play, and he's nowhere around. He has gone back to the hotel, which the closest hotel is 6 miles from this place. He goes back to change shirts. Well, I call his match. There's not another match I can call and go around him and wait on him to come back. So I had to forfeit him. Of course, pissed everybody off. You don't forfeit the highest guy in the Calcutta. If he ain't here, he's forfeited.
Right.
So go through the tournament. Come time for him to play on the loser side. Well, unfortunately, Dave's in the loser side too.
I lost
said,
my
"Hey."
first match.
He said, is it going to be a little while before I play? I said, I need to get something to eat. I said, it should be a little while. He no longer finishes his food. Brandon Schuff, Diamond Dave, table 10, whatever the TV table was. He's like, dude, I just got through eating. I'm sorry, it's the only match that I had. So gets up there, plays Brandon Schuff, and Dave's playing good, even though he just ate. And I think he could have beat Brandon,
I
but
had a chance.
he had his chances to beat him, and wound up losing. And then I hear about it all the way home. I get dirty looks. He's driving. I get dirty looks. Dude, watch the road. So it was a kind of a long, quiet drive back to Oklahoma.
Yeah, I didn't like him.
I'll edit this next part out. You want to go get Justin, the big fuzzy beard guy, ask if he wants to come tell the story?
Did you already talk about how you got his name?
Oh, no. So I've always known him as Diamond Dave. So where did the name Diamond come from? How'd you get the name?
Well, actually, Walton did it. We was sitting up back to this little pool hall in Air Depot, and he was up there. And we sat up back to check the air and the tires, and was coming up with nicknames for everybody that was there. And he called me Super Dave first. And I said, man, I ain't that name. He said, oh, what are you, Diamond Dave? I said, I like that. And then I became Diamond Dave because I started playing good.
But I remember there for the longest time, you traveled around setting up tournaments.
Yes,
10
years.
Who was you doing that for?
I was doing it for a guy out of St. Louis. Yeah. Well, I got hooked up with Danny Miller. He's the one that got me into it. And then I worked there about 10 years. Until I cut my finger off.
So we setting the tournaments up yourself, or did you recruit help once you got to places?
Well, once I got there, I hired people. But yeah, we do anywhere from 14 to 110 tables. About, I don't know, 12 weeks a year.
Yeah, so you were on the road
A lot.
a lot. So who do you think, like playing pool, who do you think was your biggest nemesis playing pool? That you just had trouble when? I mean, I know, there's of course they're younger than us, but there's Chip and there's Joey. Caleb's
Jeff,
close to our age.
Jeff Melton back then, I mean, he always was, but back then I played him tournaments. Probably Jay Eckenberry, probably.
Jay? Oh, really? How close to you and David Weaver? How close did y'all play?
Oh, at first I kicked his butt.
Yeah.
Then he got really good. So we're pretty close, I guess. Well, right now we're not, but
He was I know I always knew him as a strong 8-ball player, and you were a strong 9-ball player. Well, I was going to get some people to come in here and tell some stories, but they're in a tournament, and I guess their hair's messed up and didn't do their makeup, so they don't want to come be on camera. Tell us a good road story that right off the top of your head that you can think of.
well, I used to, been about 15 years probably. A buddy of mine lives down in Phoenix. He used to fly me out there. I'd stay 10 days and then come home. Well, I went out there about 7 or 8 times, I guess. 10 days, I made about 6,000 every time. And then they started, just how good are you? Well, just good enough today. What JP?
He's telling us a road story.
But they used to get, at the end, they were getting mad because I just come down, stay 10 days, disappear, come back every 3 months or so. But yeah, it was a good time.
But it
A lot
was.
of good playing.
All right, guys. Well, I got another good friend of mine that I don't see very often. He's got a short story he wants to sell. He's selling it. He's got a story he wants to share. If it's any good, I'll offer it for sale.
Right.
This is my good friend Justin Proctor. Justin,
Good
man,
seeing you,
good to
Chris.
see you, man. Good to see
Been a
you.
long time.
Yeah, it has. It has. Man, what you got?
So you want to tell a story about Guthrie?
I don't like him.
So probably 15 years ago, back at
Probably
least,
longer.
when you were back damn near in your prime,
Yeah.
I come out to Guthrie looking for action. Couldn't find nothing in the city, and Dave said, "Hell, I'll play you some. Come on out." About 5 hours into playing, I've got stuck about 1,200.
Yeah.
And he caught a gear I'd never seen before. Took me about 2 hours to get even.
Yeah.
And that was a learning experience for sure.
Yeah.
Don't take pity on the old man.
No,
It
not
was
at
fun,
all.
though. But I was grumpy, man.
Oh, he was mad.
I was mad.
And he used to be one of the best players to come into Oasis.
Yeah.
Oh, Preston's place.
Yeah.
Man, every time I saw Dave come in, I was like, man, we're playing for second.
I love
And it was
that guy.
just, I always loved this old man.
Yeah.
He taught me
Yeah.
a lot of stuff.
Yeah, me and him, we've been friends. I guess ever since I met him. I mean, we hit it off pretty well. Of course, I don't go a lot of the places that he went. I was a good guy.
He was.
We made a lot of the same little tournaments.
Yeah.
All over the
Yeah.
place.
Yeah, like I said, of all the years that I've known him and all the tournaments that we played in together, I played him one time at Jamaica Joe's.
Right.
It was a rated tournament. He had to go to 5. I had to go to 3, and I beat him. And I was going to give him a chance to get even. I said no, and I'm gonna own that victory from now on.
Right.
Yeah, I'm undefeated against him. Remember, Tulsa used to have the big 4 to 12 tournaments.
Right.
On the weekends.
Yeah, so it was right after Hillbilly sold his bar in Purcell, or closed his bar down in Purcell.
Yeah.
Playing up here, he wants to go play in that tournament, so I go with him. They rated him a 10 because it's his first time he'd been in here,
Right.
and because I went in with him, they automatically rated me a 6. So I can live with that.
Not right.
Yeah.
By association.
Wasn't a very big Calcutta, but the only person that I bought in the auction was James Walden.
Sure.
Bought him for $150. He didn't buy half back. Somebody else wanted to buy half his action. I said, no, I think I can handle this $150. And first round out of the box, I play Hillbilly. I beat him. He said, man, you ought to just let me have this one, because he said, I think I can go further in this tournament. And then we can make more money. I said, all right, I'll let you have this one. Loses his next match. We don't get in the cash. The only money I make is because I bought Walden. I think it paid me $750, $800. This is back in '97 or '98, so it's been a long time. Yeah, so it was, very well. He said, you gonna give me part of that money on the auction? I said, did you give me part of the money to buy him? So no, he didn't. Plus, I gave Walden, I think, $100. Juiced him a little bit, probably more than yeah.
What he,
So
he woke up. Yeah.
so, you got any Diamond Dave stories?
Diamond. Love you, brother.
Man, Justin, I appreciate you, man.
Absolutely, man.
All right. Well, guys, I'm going to ask him talk about his health. Dave, he suffered a stroke about 4 months ago. I didn't know about it until well after they'd done a benefit tournament for him, the Scotch doubles tournament. There was 47 teams show up, so there's 94 players that came to support him. Just how many people that love Diamond and care about him, and hate to see anything bad happen to him. So what other than having a stroke?
Well, I actually had 2 within a month's time. I didn't know the first one. The second one, I was carrying my mom's groceries in for her, and just collapsed. Couldn't get back up for about 20 minutes. Then I went home about 3 days later. I didn't feel any better. So I thought, well, this is not good. So I went to the emergency room and instantly transferred me to a hospital after that.
So it wasn't a massive stroke.
No, I got lucky there. But
Yeah.
I lost a lot of memory. I lost a little bit of eyesight in the right eye, and my balance is just crooked.
Well, most of your generally, in my experience, I've never had a stroke, but I had Bell's palsy.
Yes,
And generally, Bell's palsy affects your right side, and stroke affects your left side.
right.
So this is just opposite.
It depends on where it's at in your head,
Okay.
where stroke happens at.
Okay.
If it happens on your right side, usually your left goes down. And
Oh,
this one happened right here, right at the edge of my head. Just, I lost everything on the right side. So I'm trying to learn to re-walk and play pool and balance and all that.
well,
Still love the game though.
yeah. I mean, this is a game that gets in your system. There's no getting it out.
Absolutely.
I've quit 15 times or
I've been playing
more.
for 38 years.
Yeah.
So,
Well, man, I'm glad you're still here. I mean, you know the stuff that I've went through. I'm glad I'm still here.
right.
But I mean,
Life is tough, man.
it is. It is. All right, one more question about pool.
Yes.
What was your favorite tournament to play in?
Favorite tournament to play? I'd say probably the ones we used to have up in Norman. The game.
Huxlers. Huxlers.
Yes,
Oh, that was a
yeah.
great.
9-Ball Express.
Yeah.
Evelyn, Danny.
Yeah. There's a Texas Express then,
Yes.
which now is Midwest Nine-Ball Tour, and there's not a better tournament director than Evelyn
Then
Dosser.
Evelyn Dasser. I agree.
She just knows her stuff.
Right.
Have you played in the tournament in Olathe quite a bit?
Where?
Olathe.
Oh, 3 or 4 times. Well, twice it was at that same tournament, Texas Express.
Yeah.
Then played up there in APA, I think. But yeah, nothing important.
So what do you think? We're going to get a little political now.
Okay.
What do you? Yeah. What do you think is wrong with pool today?
Fargo.
Fargo screwed it all up.
Fargo is the worst
For-
thing to ever happen to the game.
For better players,
Yes.
it has.
For a better player.
For
And for even the lesser players that want to be good, nobody wants to be good anymore.
No.
Nobody has to be
they want to be just good enough
to make
to
the money.
win a tournament that's a lower rating than what they should be.
Right, but to make a lot of money. So,
So why drive your Fargo up?
right. Why get good if you get punished?
Right. Is there anything that they could do with Fargo that would make it better?
Maybe honesty, but it's all about greed, not about
is.
being honest.
It is, because there's few people that play the game for the love of the game, but
Right.
the people
Not
that do
really.
it for the money.
Fargo took the heart out of pool. Is the way I look at it.
Yeah, 'cause if you're a 580 and over,
Right.
there's really nothing that you can play in, unless you play in an open tournament. And then you're playing, people that are 650, 750 or better, trying to play them even, where your chances are slim to none.
Yeah.
But the split bracket tournaments, they kind of make it
That's a better way. Of
Yeah.
It. Yes.
using Fargo and making it fair for
Both.
making it more fair for both
Right.
levels, but then you still got tournament directors that'll play favorites, knowing somebody that's higher than what they're supposed to be, putting them in the lower bracket,
Right.
and that's not just dishonesty on the player; that's dishonesty on the director as well.
For the tournament, yeah.
Yeah.
I
And you,
mean, again, it's all about greed.
Yeah. right?
So,
I mean, you take the integrity out of a tournament, you ruin the tournament.
yes. In my mind, yes.
You put a bad taste in players' mouths, they won't be back. And the worst form or the best form of advertisement is word of mouth.
Right.
Yeah. So
Definitely agree with that.
so What's up for Dave next? I mean,
I
what's
don't know. I'm trying to learn how to play again, I guess. It's coming along all right, but man, it's frustrating.
oh,
Knowing
maybe,
what I could do and knowing what I can do. Yeah,
maybe you and James can play together and learn together.
yeah, we play together every now and then, but he just never around with us. I see him, I talk to him at least once a week, probably.
Doesn't he live out at like Newala?
Out that
I've
way.
got his address. I think I've got his address, but anyway, it's something else. I'm gonna try to get a hold of him, and I'm gonna say I told him I'd buy him a case of beer.
I'll still try to get a hold of him. He'll
Uh,
probably call me after all this.
How'd that interview go?
Yeah.
Man, watch it, subscribe, like, and share, and you can see how the interview went.
That's right.
Because
If you'd have been here, you'd know.
exactly, he'd have been next. How good friends were you with Jeff?
No, very good. He was a
That was,
real good dude. He was one of the nicest people I've ever met.
It was it hit me pretty hard.
Yeah,
You know, once you make friends with Jeff, I mean, you become family to him.
yeah,
I mean, just the way I mean,
That's
you
the way he
treated my
was.
mom and dad, and the way he treated my mom and dad.
yeah. He
It's
was
just-
great as a player and a person.
Pool World lost a good guy there.
Yes, very good.
Well, guys, I'm going to end it on that. If you enjoy stuff like this, hit that like button down below. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know when new content is uploaded. And we'll see y'all next time on the Pulling Around Show.